Prepared for Axe, guys. Today I have another Aura's OU Wi-Fi battle video for you, and I know I'm late. I've been not really feeling that well these last couple of days. I haven't streamed the last 2 days. There will be a stream tonight. There definitely at least should be one. But the reason the video is late today is because I just didn't feel up for recording last night. And then like when I was like, okay, well I feel okay enough to record, but the roommate is in the room, so I can't actually record because it's just like he's trying to sleep and that sort of thing. So, but I'm here. I know I'm late and I apologize, but you know, you get your Wi-Fi battle for the day, and that's all that matters, right? But this is a battle against Tico. And I know it looks like Tico or Tico, but his name is Tico. He's a Frenchman who, one of my other streamer friends who watches my chat, this is a friend of hers, and she was like, you need to battle him. So I was like, okay, let's get this battle. But I switch out to my Caesar, not expecting the knockoff at all, and that knockoff was actually a crit, so I ended up losing about 60% of my health there, which is definitely not a good thing, and I lost my choice band as well. I ended up going for Bullet Punch, just trying to hit the zoom roll. He makes a good switch out into Boiticons, which is this Ferrothorn over here. And all of these Pokemon's names are in French. I don't know if Boiticons is actually the French word for Ferrothorn or not, but Boiticons, you know, it's just a nice name that we got going on over here. But I have to go for Superpower on this next turn, and again, I don't have my choice band. So these attacks are doing a lot less than they normally should be, and I'm taking a lot of damage because, you know, I'm not dealing enough damage in single hits, so I'm taking extra damage for multiple hits, you know, multiple turns that I have to take to try and kill this thing. But my Caesar is almost dead, as you can tell, and things are not looking good. I'm -1 attack right now. If I go for another Superpower, which I am going to be trying to do because I definitely want to try and kill this Ferrothorn as quickly as possible. I'm definitely going to lose my Caesar to some Iron Barbs here, but he ends up switching out, you know, trying to save his Ferrothorn. He might be able to use this thing for later, so he switches out, goes out into Lapinette, which is this Zoom Roll over here. Superpower is not going to be doing anything to this thing. The Zoom Roll resist it. I'm at -1, now at -2 attack, and obviously the only option that I have at this point is to go for Bullet Punch just to try and get some damage off. I do have a Rapid Spinner on my team, although Rapid Spinning at this point in the battle is highly unlikely and almost impossible to do because there is an Azumarill standing across from me. I am going to go out into my Donphan because I at least want to try, because these rocks are going to be quite annoying if I cannot get them away. So I am going to be able to live this waterfall. I am a Donphan. I am quite bulky, although I'm not running max defense. If that were a choice banded Azumarill, I would not have been able to live one. I actually opted to go for Earthquake here, which I thought I did not. But I'm just trying to kill this Azumarill, I guess, because I don't really have anything that I think can kill this thing. But he ends up switching out here, which is good for me because I can at least possibly do something here. Ends up switching out into a Landorus. I actually end up switching out myself because I do not want to lose my Donphan to an Aqua Jet. But the switch into Latios ended up working out really, really well for me. I am going to be able to outspeed this Landorus, which is really good. It's good to know that he was not Scarfed. And the Surf is actually going to be able to Oko because I am Choice Specs. So Choice Specs Latios is very, very strong. Not something that you're going to want to stay in against if you have any doubts at all, because it will be able to knock out a lot of Pokemon, even without help from hazards. But he switches out into his own Latios. I don't know if he's running HP Fire or not, but that will determine whether it's a speed tie or whether he's going to outspeed me. I am running HP Fire on my Latios, so I am running an IV or 2 less in my speed. So if he's not running HP Fire, then he will be outspeeding me. So switching out is definitely going to be the best option. The Surf isn't going to be able to Oko this Latios anyway, but switching out to Heatran is going to be my best bet. Heatran does resist the Draco Meteor, Psyshock, anything that would be an obvious move to go for, and I am specially defensive, so I'm going to be able to take a lot of hits from that Latios and do a lot of things in that time as well. But I am going to go take this opportunity, get my Stealth Rocks up. I wanted to try and get them up before this Azumarill could come in. That way, hopefully, the Azumarill would die on the switch in. But unfortunately, you know, that wasn't the case. But the only thing I can really do at this point is switch out in my Keldeo. I'm predicting a Water-type move here. He actually ends up going for Knockoff, which, again, I did not predict. And I don't know why I don't predict that. I used to run pretty much the same Azumarills. I mean, I assume that this is the, the Assault Vest, Knockoff, Waterfall, Play Rough, Aqua Jet. I don't know if I already said that or not. Azumarill, and I run the same thing, that same Azumarill set. And for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe I just thought that I was the only one that ran that. And I know that's not true, but I guess I just kind of made up this mentality in my subconscious. So I didn't actually end up doing that. But he goes out into his Metagross over there. Ends up double switching out into Waticons. Definitely wanting me to go for Hydro Pump. And that is indeed what I do go for. I wanted to try and get as much damage off on that Metagross as possible. You know, if I'm gonna lose my Keldeo to a Zen Head, but I definitely want to at least get some damage off on you. Because there isn't really anything I want to switch into that Metagross. If I switch in Heatran, he's got Earthquake more than likely. And there's just a lot of bad things that could happen if I end up switching out while he has his Metagross out. But obviously, him switching out into Ferrothorn is definitely better for me because I do have Sacred Sword. And I guess he really just wanted to scout to see what kind of Keldeo I was. Although, if he didn't see the Life Orb from when I went for Hydro Pump, I don't know, maybe he just didn't know. But he ends up switching out into his Latios here, and I really did almost click Icy Wind, predicting this thing to come in, but obviously I did not go for it. The safest play was to go for the Sacred Sword, and he predicted me. I don't know if he necessarily predicted me, but he went for Roost there, and that I definitely could have gone for Icy Wind and punished that, but unfortunately, I just didn't go for it, and I end up just sacking off my Keldeo here. I don't really know why. It was obviously not the greatest idea, but it happened. But back to the Ferrothorn, I almost clicked Icy Wind, and I really wanted to, but if he stayed in with Ferrothorn, goes for Power Whip, then I lose my Keldeo anyway. So going for Secret Sword, I got some damage off on the Latios, although he did roost it up. It just kind of happens, but ends up switching his Ferrothorn out into my Heatran. Now, I don't know if he knew that I was going to click Toxic or not, but that's still not something that I would recommend or advise. Because had I just, like, fuck it, I'll go for Lava Plume. You definitely would have lost your Ferrothorn there. I mean, he's going to end up losing it anyway to a Lava Plume, I think, on this next turn here, possibly. Maybe not. I can't remember. But, what's the point? Had I just clicked Lava Plume, you would have lost your Ferrothorn anyway. I guess he really just kind of wanted to get some health back on this thing. Although it doesn't really matter. I do have HP Fire on my Latios. My Latios is still alive. Heatran is obviously still alive. So what happened here? He apparently misclicked his switch. And I'm not sure about that or not. I don't know if he thought that he would live a Lava Plume. I don't know if he, literally, legitimately just misclicked his switch. I don't know. But regardless, that is a pretty devastating loss for him, considering Metagross, I'm fairly certain, was his Mega, and definitely would have done a lot of damage to my team had he been able to keep that thing alive. But he ends up going out into Keldeo. Obviously, I do not want to lose my Heatran if I don't have to. Heatran is a very good pivot, wall, and all sorts of things, and it's very useful in a lot of situations, so I'd rather lose my Donphan. My Donphan's not going to do anything. I could have spun the rocks away, but it really wouldn't have mattered at this point. Now, I am going to switch out on my Beedrill. I am going to be taking 25%, switching in on these rocks. However, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to be living any priority anyway. So, and I think all the priority that he has on his team is gone now. So it's not really that big a deal that I'm taking Stealth Rock's damage. I am going to be Mega Evolving here, going for Protect as well, because obviously I don't want to die to that Keldeo. So going for Protect was the best option. He ends up switching out to Ferrothorn, and then he's going to be protecting on this next turn, I believe, just to try and get some health back. This man. Oh, no, he doesn't. I am going to, I don't know. I think he went for Leech Seed, actually. I go for U-Turn. He lives with a sliver of health. I take another, 16%, 10 or 16% from the life, the Iron Barbs, and then I switch out to my Heatran. And I think he does click Leech Seed here. I think so. I think he made a nice play here. Yeah, goes for Leech Seed. Now, U-Turn is the best option. Had I been running X-Scissor, I definitely could have killed this Ferrothorn, but this is my OU Beedrill set, not my UU Beedrill set. So I'm actually running Fell Stinger on it, so I don't have all the options that I don't know. Not necessarily options. I don't know. I feel like that was the best play. Had I been running Knockoff, I might have been able to kill that Ferrothorn. I don't know. I don't calc, and I mean, I could sit here and calc all these things for days, but that's obviously not what I want to do. But I'm going to switch out into my Latios here. you know, my heat train is leech seeded. I don't know why that was so hard to say. And I don't want to be giving him health while losing health at the same time, because that is never a good thing. So I end up just switching out my Latios. I am running HP Fire on this thing. So an HP Fire will kill this Ferrothorn from here. I think it'll kill from like 80%. I think an HP Fire will, maybe 70%. But I am going to be double switching back out into my Beedrill, predicting him to switch out into his Latios here. And if he does not switch out into his Latios, or at least switch at all, it is going to be very, very bad for me. And he does end up switching out into his Latios, which is really, really, I mean, really good, because this is exactly what I wanted. Because if he switches, I still get U-turn priority, I still get damage off on something. If he switches out into this thing, it is going to die, especially after Stealth Rocks. And it just makes it a whole lot easier for me. Now, I have taken 50% in total from the Stealth Rocks, and I have taken 20 or 32%. 20 or 32% from the Iron Barbs. I can't remember if it's 16% or 10% from Iron Barbs. Something like that. It might be 10%. But I U-turn out, go out into my Heatran. Heatran is pretty much my last hope here. My only real choice at finishing off this man's team. And it's really, really unfortunate to say that. But he's going to go out into his Keldeo, and I'm scared. I'm scared, so I'm going to go for Protect. I don't know what this Keldeo is running. I don't know what item it has. I don't know anything about this Keldeo other than that Keldeo is strong as balls. And he keeps going for Icy Wind, so I know that he is running... what have we seen from this thing? I know he's at least running Icy Wind, obviously, because he just clicked... I can't remember if he clicked anything else at the beginning of that. But he ends up switching out. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's choiced in one way, shape, or fashion. But he ends up switching out into Latios. I do get the Toxic off. However, well... I go for Toxic, but I miss, so I guess I technically don't get it off. But that is really, really, I mean, really unfortunate, because I really need this thing to be Toxic, because that's really my only way at killing this thing, because again, right now, I don't know if he's running HP Fire or not, but I do get the Toxic off. He went for Roost. I think what he planned on doing is, I'll Roost up, I'll take one turn of Toxic damage, and then I'll end up switching back out, so I can kill this Heatran. So... He takes the first turn of Toxic damage, and he switches out, and this is perfect. This is exactly what I was hoping for. I was like, okay, I'm going to go for Toxic again. He's going to go back out in the Keldeo. Toxic the Keldeo, game. That's it. I win right there. I just have to stall him out the rest of the time. Go for Toxic, and I miss again. And it's really, really unfortunate that had to happen, because had I got a Toxic off in this Keldeo, could have stalled it for days. But he goes for Scald, and Okos me. He got a crit. Yeah. So I end up losing my Heatran to a crit. I definitely, had he not gotten a crit, I definitely would have lived. Especially defensive Heatran. Even from a Keldeo, I would have lived. But all I can do at this point is switch out my Latios. He outspeeds me. He's choiced. He's Scarfed. He's fast, but he's not very strong at this point. I just clicked Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor is really the only thing that I could do at this point. If he switches out into Latios, and had I gone for Psyshock, I would have been in a bad spot. If I go for Draco Meteor and he stays in with Keldeo, I'm still kind of in a bad spot, because Latios, you know, is a thing and is fast and scary and strong. But he's going to be switching in on the rocks, which is good for me. I go for another Draco Meteor, so that means that he was running HP Fire. There was a speed tie. I ended up winning the speed tie. However, had he won the speed tie, killed my Latios with a Draco Meteor, I still had barely enough HP left on my Beedrill. Beedrill's my last Pokemon other than Latios. I still would have had enough HP on my Beedrill to switch in one more time on the rocks and then go for U-turn and take out the Latios. So it was difficult to explain that to him, because he thought that he was going to win had he won the speed tie. And he speaks a little bit of English, but not a whole lot. And it was difficult to explain to him that my Beedrill would have outsped it, because I don't know if he's ever like used Mega Beedrill or not. But he was pretty upset that he lost the speed tie, and I felt kind of bad, because speed ties are one of those things where it's like you get lucky or you don't. You know what I mean? Speed ties are difficult, and they're really annoying, and I hate them. I hate them a lot. But it's one of those things that you just kind of have to get over. But regardless, I think I had 31 out of 140 something HP left on my Beedrill, something like that. And that equated to 26% of my total health. And therefore I could have came in 1% of my health left, gone for U-turn. Latios would have died. So it would have been GG regardless. It just would have been a 2-0 or a 1-0 instead of a 2-0. So it ended up working out really well. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's Wi-Fi battle. I know it's really long, but I didn't want to speed this one up because there were a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, a lot of things that happened in this battle that I really wanted to make sure that the people that are trying to learn from me, I don't know why you're trying to learn Wi-Fi battling from me, but if you are trying to learn from me, I wanted to make sure that you understood why I did the things that I did and why this battle was so good and so rich in detail that I could explain all of these things to you. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like button. Definitely do not forget to subscribe if you enjoyed today's Wi-Fi battle, because there are plenty more to come. I'm also doing a couple of Let's Plays, so you should definitely check those out as well. But as always, guys, may the hacks be with you.